In this video, I'm going to talk about GitHub repository available for approvals kit. Now, this is an important site which you need to be aware of because all the information with regards to business approvals kit are stored over there. So, what are the different things which this GitHub repository holds or stores is like you can do various things with that GitHub site. Now, if you know the URL, now this is the basically the GitHub repository link. Okay, so I'm going to share the link in the video description. However, if you navigate to Microsoft slash PowerCat dash business dash approvals dash Git, which is a public repository in GitHub, then you can do various actions. Now, what are the various actions which you can do is one is you can download the approvals kit from there. Okay, so that's a single source of truth from whereby you can download the approvals kit. The team releases the version every month, so we have seen various versions being released in the last 3 months, latest being the April 2024, and the future version will be uploaded over there. So you can download the approvals kit from the GitHub site. You can also read instructions to set up and install the approvals kit. So there are some information which are available within that GitHub site, and also you will find some more information in the Learn site as well. The PowerCat team basically organizes a community call called as Office Hours Community Calls. So in that call, all the partners and vendors are invited, and you can also join. You can show your interest in joining these calls. Usually, these calls are basically recorded, and also in this call, you can actually ask for information. You can ask questions. You can raise an issue, you can suggest for some feedback. So you can it's like kind of a community call whereby your voice will be heard in that call. Okay, so it's a nice way to improvise the product and build the solution jointly. In the GitHub site, you can also submit a bug. So if you encounter a bug within the application, then you can submit a bug and you can inform the PowerCat team, and the PowerCat team are usually responsive, and then they will try to address the issue. Sometimes a bug may not just be a bug, but then it can be just like your configurational issue which you might have encountered while uploading or installing or importing the solution within your environment. So quite possible you may learn a couple of things, and also you can navigate to other people's bug information and try to derive your information, because if you encounter a bug, and quite possible if someone has already raised that bug, so you should not submit that, and that will lead to some duplication of bug within the repository. So always advisable to have a look into other people's bug and see what the team has provided the resolution. Next option is like you can also suggest a new feature request. So if you do not attend the community call, then there is an option to submit a new feature request within the application, and you can actually track what is happening with that new feature request. So what PowerCat team does is like they have a usual cadence of releasing the solution, and they will try to prioritize the feature request based on the demand and based on the value which it brings to the application, and those feature requests will be queued for the future releases. Another options you can do is like you can directly ask question about business approval kit. So community is pretty much the community members will try to respond to the question which you have raised. So take for example, if you have a question like, hey, I want to install business approval kit, but I do not know how to configure various things, then are there any useful information? So like this you can ask questions. Or maybe if you do not know specific things within the application, like say if you do not know how the work profile works, or how the public holiday calendar works, or how the delegation work, you can ask those questions, and then quite possible you may get those responses back as well. Also, there is an important thing: if you encounter a security vulnerability, there is a different channel to raise those issues, because this is quite critical for Microsoft. And then there are various channels through which you can report the security vulnerability if you encounter that. This is like if it is very critical and if there are a lot of loopholes within the application, then you can also report those security vulnerability, but in a different section. So I'm going to demonstrate that in this video. Going back now, here you have this GitHub repository. Now I have made a simple table which highlights some repository links. So one is the main repository link, whereby you will navigate it to the home page of the business PowerCat business approvals kit repository. Now here you can find a releases link. So all the releases, all the packages which PowerCat team releases every month will get stored in this particular link. Issue list is a one whereby you can submit the issue. If you encounter any product related issue, you can submit the issue in this particular link. There is a backlog link whereby all the new feature requests or bug fixes, all those things will be prioritized by the backend team. You can also view what is happening within the releases, and then we can you can see those information in the backlog link. Discussion board. So there is a nice discussion board whereby you can discuss with the community members. You can discuss with the PowerCat team on how things are working in terms of bug fixes, how things are working in terms of new feature requests, new feature releases, and if you encounter any issues, or if you want to further customize the product for your organization needs. So all those things can be discussed in the discussion board. So this is how the repository looks like. So how to navigate to GitHub is like, if you're aware of GitHub, then it's a simple cakewalk for you. But if there are many audiences who are never used the GitHub site before, so this is the main area whereby you will identify that, hey, this is pointing to Microsoft PowerCat Business Approval Kit, and on the top bar you will have this navigational information. Like if you want to see code related information, you can go to code. If you want to raise issue, you can go to here. If you want to discuss something, go to the discussion board. And there are various other things which you can work on, like security insights projects. But these three are the main important thing. Here you will actually see all the code folders and all the help information listed in this folder structure. Now as you see over here, it is either updated last month or 4 months ago, so it is quite recent that Microsoft has started working on this business approval kit aggressively. And we have seen 7 releases. Okay, so the latest being April 2024. Now you may see another release May 2024 in couple of days time, and this keeps on increasing. You will also see the contributors who are contributing for this particular solution. You can also contribute to this repository if you have that interest. Now, bug, feature request, question, security vulnerability. Now, as I mentioned to you, there are various ways through which you can report a bug. You can submit a feature request if you encounter anything, like if you want say some feature to be added into the product line, you can submit a feature request. If you have questions, you can navigate to this, ask a question about business approval kit. And if you encounter a deep security vulnerability, then you can view the policy, and then you can submit those in a separate website. Okay, now the backlog, this is how the backlog looks like. So if you navigate to backlog, then you will see what's happening from a feature perspective, who's doing what, when they are doing, what is the milestones planned, what are the different feature requests in the backlog. All this information will be available in the approval kit backlog. Approval Kit office hours, as I mentioned to you, this meeting is a regular open forum for customers and partners to learn and ask questions about Business Approval Kit. So it is basically about community sourcing all the information with regards to issues, bug fixes, feature requests, or any other future roadmap which you would like to see in the Approval Kit product. So you have your say in this particular community call. Download approvals kit, again every month business approval kit gets released. So we have this latest of April 2024. Now you can see in the couple of days time, you will see business approval kit May 2024 release as well. And with every release, there is a documentation and the setup file. Documentation clearly mentions what is there in the release, what bug fixes are there, what feature requests are there, and a whole bunch of information if you need to read that in more depth. So let me show you in action. So this is how the business approval management kit looks like. So I've already installed the April 2024 version. There are various areas like approval designer, and then there are like setup areas. You can author a workflow using the process designer, and I have already created a couple of workflow processes by using the business approval management model driven app. So it's all there. you just need to start exploring various components. Now if you encounter any issues, or if you suggest any feature within the uh, business approval management solution, then you can navigate to GitHub, and this is how the GitHub repository looks like. Okay, so uh, let me show you how to first navigate. So this is the URL which I'm going to share in the description. Now, the first part, Microsoft PowerCat Business Approval Kit, this is the main public repository, and this public repository has various source code for that particular application. So, if you navigate to Business Approval Kit folder, here you will see all the solution package, config information, YAML file, and you can navigate further deep into your application. Now, going back, you can also navigate to various information, like say for if you want to see source office hours. So here you will see a whole bunch of other information with regards to say office hours. Now currently there is nothing much in it, but then as and when this solution matures, you will see whole bunch of documentation and whole bunch of markdown files being reflected in the site. Now if you just scroll down over here, you will see various gist of business approval kit. You will see a direct link to navigate to office hours, to join the monthly hours, to review new features, roadmap, question answer. You can view the latest releases. You can see information about GitHub repository. And then if you find a bug, you can report a bug or submit a feature request. So like this, you can see a whole bunch of information in the GitHub site, nicely organized. On the right hand side, this is an important part, releases. Every month there is some sort of a release. There are, so far there has been 7 releases. So if you want to see what are the different releases, you can click on +6 releases, and then here you will see business approval kit April 2024. If you scroll down, you will see March 2024 release, then you have Feb 2024 release, then you have Jan 2024, December 2023, December 2023 mid release, so and November 2023 first public release. So here you will see a whole bunch of release information, and what comes with the release is first is what's in this release. So they'll clearly mention what are the feature which they are going to provide, and if you want to see the trace of from where this feature is originating, you can navigate to this hyperlink. So it is all clearly marked to see from where this feature request is coming. Then it will have a section of bug fixes. So if they have any bug fixes, then they will put up this information over here. So currently there's one bug fix in the April 2024 release. Then there are some important instructions, like if you want to upgrade, if you are upgrading or if you are installing it new, then what are the steps you need to take. So those all informations are listed over here. And if you scroll down, then in April 2024 release, there is a Power BI dashboard. It's a simple dashboard which has been developed by the PowerCat team. So how do you set up that? So those informations are already existing over here. Then you can review the backlog and give the feedback. And if you want to navigate to the learning path, you can navigate to the learning path. This is the most important thing. So what you're going to do, you're going to come into this assets, and then you will navigate to any of the solution desired, and you will deploy this in your environment. So there is a business approval kit.zip, business approval kit manage.zip, unmanaged zip, Power BI template, unmanaged Office 365 integration, all those things. And if you want to see the source code, you have a zip and tar.gz file. So the important file over here, what for me is business approval kit.zip. So here that file will contain mostly everything. Okay, so you download that zip file, extract it, and then try to import the managed solution of business approval kit, Office 365 integration kit, and then download the Power BI report as well. Okay, so all those things can be downloaded from here. Also, now here under issues, so if I navigate to issues, then I will be able to see all the issues which has been raised by the community. Now, issues are not specifically issue, but it can be a question, it can be a bug, it can be an enhancement, it can be discussed during office hours, it can be a documentation. So it can be in any shape or form. So if I just navigate to say one of the issue, okay, so if I go into this issue, I can actually see who has raised the issue, what was the expected behavior, and how the community has responded back. Okay, and how the PowerCat team has responded to this issue. Okay, so this is how you can navigate to that particular instance of that issue. Now if I click on new issue, watch what happens. So here it says, oh, you need to sign up for GitHub. So maybe if I sign up for GitHub, then I should be able to raise a new issue, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to log into GitHub. And this is my profile. So if I navigate to GitHub, and then if I can just search for GitHub approvals kit. So if you don't know the URL, then you can just find GitHub approvals kit, and then the first link which you'll find is like Microsoft PowerCat business approval kit. Now I'm logged in. Now if I click on issues over here, then if I click on new issue, then you will be able to see various information. If you are raising a bug, you can click on get started. So if you want to raise a bug, you just click on get started, and then you need to type in the title, like what is not working. So you need to exactly type in, say if say work profile is throwing error. Okay, so like this you need to specify, you need to exactly describe the issue correctly, and make sure that this is not a repeat. Okay, if not if someone has not already raised this issue, then you can raise this issue. You can specify the exact behavior, what is happening. So if you can say that, hey, work profile page is throwing an error, and this is the error, this is the screenshot, and you need to specify what solution version are you using. Now you can just say, hey, I'm using April 2024 version, so that the team exactly knows that this is coming from April 2024 release. And what is not working, is it coming from a model driven app, is it coming from a flow? So you can just say business approval management model driven app. So clearly specify that, so that it is very easy to troubleshoot. And you just need to specify the step to reproduce, like first say login to app, and then you just say access work profile, and something like that. Okay, so you just specify those, and if there are any things, and then you need to specify, then just submit the issue. So this is how you basically submit the issue. Other thing is, like if you have a new feature request, then you can specify that, hey, this is something new which I would expect to see in that feature in the application. So maybe you can say that, hey, I see that work profile can be attached to a public holiday calendar, and it is only one, can be attached to multiple public holiday calendar. So this is one of the feature requests, and you can specify those and see how it goes. Now there is a question. So if you have any question, like if you want to know more about documentation or solution or how the flow works, so you can specify over here business approval kit question, and then you can specify those information and you can submit it. Although everything is called as an issue in GitHub, but not necessarily. We have seen that it is a bug, it can be a feature request, it can be a question. Now for reporting a security vulnerability, you can view the policy. Now Microsoft takes security very seriously, and that's why I said you need to specify those. If you have any information which you need to submit without even logging in, you can send an email to secure@microsoft.com, or you can navigate to the Microsoft Security Response Center. Okay, now once you navigate to the response center, you can report the vulnerability and give those information. Okay, so this is only in case you find a critical issue which you think there is a security loophole within the application. Like the type of issue can be a SQL injection, or if there is an if any vital information is exposed by the application, or there is a exploitation happening within the application, location of the source code. So all those information, if it is related to that category, then yes, you can raise those issues. Now navigating to back, if we go to the issues over here, now if I click on new issue, now here there are four set of sections: bug, feature request, question, security, vulnerability. Now if I go into the home page, then now let me just scroll down. Now if you see here, there is the latest shift version is available via releases. So if I'll just open this in a new tab just to show you that this is also one of the ways through which you can navigate to the releases section. And if I just scroll down, there is another section which is called a discussion. So if I click on discussion, then it will take you to the discussion board, whereby here you will see various discussions happening within the community. So you can create your own discussion, you can start responding to others discussion, and you can view what others have discussed within the those discussion board. Okay. Then, if you again navigate to the home page, here you will see various source code of conduct, reporting security issues, and let me just search for an information. So if I search for backlog, that's a business approval kit repo contains sources, releases, issues, backlog items of all component. Now, as I mentioned to you in my presentation document, so let me take you to the presentation document. Now here you will see Microsoft Projects Business Approval Kit. Okay, so this is basically the backlog information. So it's under Projects Business Approval Kit. So if I navigate to the projects and business approval kit, now it will take you to the milestone list, whereby here you will exactly see month wise what's happening. So May, June, backlog, and all the previous one. Now in May you will see that this bug is getting fixed, customer response is not working. Feature, these are the couple of feature which is going to come, like ability to schedule reminders for approvals with developing and escalate after no response after x period of time. So like this you will come to know what's is coming in the May 2024 release. June 2024, again three features are in the pipeline. And in backlog you will see whole bunch of features suggested by the team or which is available within PowerCats team. Now you will see the assignee, you will see the status, and this is, if you just collapse this, you will see a feature. Here you will see documentation, and then there is no issue type, which is like this is not yet sorted. Now all this information, like if you see there is a question, there is a bug, there is a feature, all these things are sequenced within this backlog, and then based on the availability of PowerCat team, they are going to pick up those information and then try to put it in either May or June or in the future month. So this is how you basically explore the GitHub repository for approvals kit solution. So that's it, folks. This is just a basic introduction about how to navigate to the GitHub site to extract various information and to get involved with the PowerCat team to develop a nice solution. Thanks for watching.